Hi guys, and welcome back to Tommy Starcraft. This is your host Tommy with a Starcraft 2 replay this time for you guys. So once again we have a great engagement, a great international engagement here in between these two pro players. So let me just start by introducing the players as we are spawning here at 2000 atmospheres. In the upper right, in the red, it is Scarlet from Canada, which is currently living in South Korea. And her opponent here spawning in the lower left in the blue, it is Trap, a very talented and strong Protoss player from South Korea actually. So he's already moving here out really early with his probe, placing here his pylon, and this early move out here with his probe is just to deny here the expansion here for the Zerg. So many Protoss players really like to do this just to annoy the Zerg as much as possible. As you can see, the timing here should be good here for the Protoss, as Scarlet is already anticipating this and she's already moving out here her drone into another location. Of course, these players have played many games against each other. This game has been played in the year 2021 on July, so a very recent replay for you guys, so not a retro replay like 2001 and 2002 like we've seen from Broodwar recently on this channel. Let's just see exactly what they have prepared for us, as Trap of course is known for his Void Ray gameplay, for his Oracle gameplay. Carriers could be a possibility, but also Stalkers would be a possibility, so everything is nice against a Zerg. Of course, High Tempest with Psionic Storm is also a possibility, so we're just exactly going to find out really soon what he has prepared here against Scarlet. Scarlet with her gas first, with her spawning pool, actually expansion first into gas and spawning pool. And Trap is also here preparing his nice wall in here with his gateway, with his cybernetics core, just to protect that expansion here, double gas at his home, as he's just chilling here around with his probe, just to gather as much information as possible here of what exactly the opponent is doing. And Scarlet might try another expansion here, or perhaps she's just going to scout out here the map, as her first overlord is already making it out. So she knows exactly what build order Trap has prepared, what the strategy is going to be here for him. And yeah, let's have a look. The first adept is already being boosted out in here. The probe sees here this expansion. Queens are being produced now, and pretty soon very likely Scarlet is going to perhaps expand into this location here, as well as the first Zerglings are here already out on the map. But the wall in here is pretty good, and the first adept in here could also be kept at home, just to hold here this position, just to be as defensive as possible and just to prepare here the macro game from the Protoss. Now let's just see what the follow-up is going to be. Pretty soon a Stargate, there's that Stargate, and we are going to see exactly if Trap decides to go for some oracles just to harass the mineral lines here from Scarlet. But Scarlet already prepared for that with a queen into this position, also a queen in here, and many Zergs really like to add one spore or even two spores into this location, just to fend off that oracle harassment in here. So it's a pretty soon to be a 2 expansion Zerg gameplay here versus the Protoss. Of course, the Protoss is scouting this out. This overlord is nicely being placed, as sadly here for Scarlet, her Zergling has been killed. Now let's just check those workers a little bit. It's pretty even here, 35 versus 36. So really great job here by both players. Speed is being upgraded here for those Zerglings, so we might see a run by here by Scarlet. But the walling is very good in here by Trap, as he has added here a second gateway into this position. Overlord gathers some info in here, but that Void Ray will of course take care of that, as the first Oracle is also being produced here for Trap. And notice how Scarlet also leaves here a Zergling, just to see exactly the timing from the second expansion here for Trap, as he's going to set this up one really soon. So here we go at a 4-minute mark. He decides to expand. The expansion is already up here for Scarlet, as she's pumping more and more queens out in here. And the first Void Ray is already out, perhaps just to snipe one Overlord or two into this position. There's also that Oracle, and let's just see exactly if he's going to be successful in here. First Zerglings are already out on the map. No spores here for Scarlet, as she decided to go straight for the queens in here. So some overlords will take so much damage in here from that Void Ray, and even some workers are being killed in here. So really great job here by the Trap early on, almost losing here this Oracle, Hero Oracle, with 5 kills in here. So nice timing harassment here by Trap, 2 overlords killed and 5 drones. Really great job here by him. So no spores out for Scarlet. Actually, she made a spore here in the back. No spores yet here out, so she got a little bit punished in here, and even another overlord might get killed in here. So this Voidray already had 4 kills in here. Really great job here early on by Trap with that harassment, as we have passed here the 5-minute mark. But of course Scarlet is going to recover from this. She's at a 3 base. There's the second expansion here from Trap. Let's just check his main really quick. He's actually going into 2 gateways with massive Voidray push in here, so really interesting strategy here being chosen by him. There's a robotics facility, so we might see some immortals popping out in here, perhaps some observers in here, and yeah, there is that robotics base. So really interesting build order here by the Trap. Let's just see the follow-up here by him, as many more shield batteries out being placed, of course, into this location, as Trap fears perhaps a timing push by Scarlet with some Ravagers, with some Roaches and some Zerglings with Queens, but Scarlet playing it a little bit defensively here. There's that Roach warrant. So yeah, let's just see what she is going to prepare for us. Upgrades are up, as she's actually going to expand here into the 12 o'clock position. So she's playing it very nicely, very defensively. And yeah, Trap tries to have as much vision as possible. Of course, there are those Roaches, there are some Zerglings in here. Much more is being added. But let's just see if she's going to upgrade those Roaches into Ravagers, and perhaps she's going to try a timing push in here. But Trap has nicely placed here his units all over the map. There's that Oracle with those 5 kills, but pretty soon it will be taken out. So that was the last job here by him. So yeah, just a scouting Oracle in here, as both players are preparing their macro orientated game in here. The creep spread is once again very good here by Scarlet, as she gets intercepted in here, so she can't do any damage with those Zerglings here against this position. Nice spread here by Trap, so it's mass void race here for Trap. No weapons upgrades yet for him. Let's just check his main once again. There's that Forge, as he's transitioning now into Gateway, so really interesting transition here, perhaps fooling here the opponent, thinking that he goes for mass void race, but now he's transitioning straight perhaps into some Zealots. Zealot speed lag has been done. Some Stalkers would also be a possibility here for him. There's even many more gateways are being added, so really great transition in here by him. I did miss 2 drone kills, sorry about this one, guys. So yeah, really good job here by Trap, sniping 2 drone skill, even caught me by surprise. So yeah, let's just see. Scarlet is slowly but steadily moving here out a little bit out on the map, but she's just spreading here the creep as much as possible, those queen eggs as much as possible. And we even have a void ray in here with 2 disruptors in here. So disruptors, of course, a good option against the Zerg, given the fact that many Zergs have their army clumped up together, so it's going to be very hard to out-micro those disruptor shots in here, as Trap is perhaps choosing here a new location to attack, warping in here some High Templars and spawning them straight into Archons. Of course, Archons with splash damage, a good counter against Zerglings and Roaches. So here we go, slowly but steadily. Trap is moving forward, Scarlet is preparing her Ravagers in here, and we have a nice engagement in here. Scarlet already maxed out in here. Queens are in the front, a little bit exposed now. Nice Ravager fireballs in here, and Zealots in the front taking so much damage in here. It seems very nice, but look at that disruptor shots taking so much splash damage in here. However, Scarlet very fast on that reaction, very fast repairing and healing those queens in here, and she's able to push this aggression really nicely back. So great first attack here by Trap. It was just checking the water here a little bit, but Scarlet already maxed out in here. Really great job here by her. Nice army composition from Roaches, Ravagers, and even some Hydralisk are being added now here by her. 0 to 1 weapons upgrades, and at the same time she's also expanding into this position, adding some spine crawlers in here. Trap still remains into this position. Those disruptor shots will be very crucial once again here for him. So let's just see if he's going to make something happen. He's just trying to lure here Scarlet into those disruptor shots. So she needs to be very careful in here not to eat those disruptor shots, as they will deal, of course, so much splash damage here against her. Now Trap on the retreat, on the repositioning in here. He also has bought time here for his expansion. Let's just check those workers once again. 72 here for Trap, 80 for Scarlet. So yeah, Psionic Storm is being produced, some Immortals are being added. Immortals very good counter against those Roaches and Ravagers. And yeah, let's just check the main. Still are some gateways in here. Gateways into this position. Some Zealots are being spawned. Of course, the Zealots will take the first shots. The real damage dealers will be the Void Race, the Storm, the High Templar Storm. And in comes Scarlet in here with a nice force in here. Already sniping one shield battery. As she needs to retreat, of course, because she's being surrounded here. So these forces might be in some serious trouble. Some good fireballs in here by those Ravagers. She's sniping one Zealot after the other, but she's also taking so much damage in here from those Void Rays. Nice fireballs once again. And that creep spread is really nice, but she's taking so much damage. Finally in come those Vipers in here, sniping those Disruptors straight into those Lurkers. So what a great army composition here by both players. And Scarlet's economy looking very strong, as she's feeling confident perhaps to attack here this expansion. But she needs to be careful. There are even some cannons in here. Nice Lurker being spreaded in here. So she might get surrounded. She needs to be careful. There are those Psionic Storms. Some Ravagers already taking, some Roaches are already taking so much damage in here. And yeah, she needs to reposition, sniping here this one Immortal. Those Disruptors would be very nice if she could snipe those as well. A really good job here by her. Nicely done. And in the end, of course, the Void Race will be able to clear this out, as she has to retreat here a little bit. She did suffer some losses, of course. From 2000 supply, she's now at 170. But a little bit of panic has been caused. However, her economy looks very strong, but her gas is very low in here, so needs to mine a little bit more gas. She also misses those queens, those defensive queens that are sitting at home. Will perhaps be added really soon at the next push in here by her, as we have a nice push here by Trap with some Zealots here into the main. That first shuttle has been taken out in here, so yeah, those Zealots will try to deal some damage, will try to kill something in here, but in the end they just kill a Spore, so they will be cleared here by Scarlet. A really great game here by both players, as we have passed the 10-minute mark. We're closing it at the 15-minute mark in here. And let's just see exactly what the next moves are going to be. A nice army composition from the Protoss here as well, with those Void Rays, with those Archons. And the Disruptor shots, of course, very much important. So are the High Templars against the Zerg units. Trap also expanding here at the 9 o'clock position, as he's slowly but steadily moving out here with his forces. And yeah, let's just check those upgrades. One weapons upgrade has been done. Let's just check the Immortal. 2 weapons upgrades, really strong here by him, as Scarlet has to transition her army here into the middle of the map. And here we go, one Archon is being snapped, but that's a great Psionic Storm in here, dealing so much splash damage. However, those Lurkers are also so tanky underneath of the ground. So yeah, Trap keeps moving here forward. Those Disruptor shots will be very important. Vipers once again sniping those High Templars, but not before they cast that Psionic Storm. And great 2 Disruptor shots this time, hurting here Scarlet so much here. Her Hydralisks have been obliterated there with those Disruptor shots. Really good job here by Trap, showing us the importance from Disruptor shots and High Templars. Also Archons, of course. Still anyone's game now, as Scarlet perhaps is going to try to do a sniping here, but she gets observed by one of those observers. At the same time, she's moving out here into this position, killing this one Archon. So really great job here by her. Trap easy here with a smaller army force. There's so many Lurkers in here, so much splash damage in here. So this base will of course fall. So Trap has to retreat. At the same time, he made a nice move in here with those Zealots, killing that hatchery. So both players are trading their expansions now, as some Void Rays are also moving out on the map just to deal damage in here. But there are Hydralisks in here. There are not that many Hydralisks though, so good virus in here by those Ravagers. But in the end, those Void Rays are just way too tanky in here. They will clear everything out. However, one Spore is still here remaining, as the Void Rays will very likely now go for those drones in here. And a nice clearance now, this time by Trap, as he's moving out here with the first carrier. So the first carriers are out here by Trap. Really strong game here by him, as he's securing once again here this expansion, and those carriers should be countered here by corruptors. Of course, Hydralisk are pretty good as well against those interceptors, but corruptors are of course the good answer here against those carriers. Many more carriers are being added, disruptors, and even another carrier is joining here the force from Trap, and we even have a mothership in here. What a strong unit in here for Trap, adding that mothership, just making everyone invisible. So here we go once again. Great disruptor shots this time. Scarlet not really paying attention. He's nicely sniping those disruptors, but at the same time taking so much splash damage out of those disruptors. And now we have a repositioning here by Trap, as he's going to clear these rocks. At the same time we have a small engagement in here by those void rays, just taking so much damage this time, as Scarlet is able to fend them off. But Trap is moving here forward in the middle of the map, clearing some of those reinforcements. At the same time Scarlet tries to snipe perhaps as many workers as possible in here, but she needs to be careful of her main, as those forces are moving here forward, just clearing so much creep in here. And she's retreating here with many forces. She has to reposition, she has to regroup, and perhaps she can snipe somehow that motherships. And there we go, nice pull, a nice tornado here, torpedo, sorry, against that mothership. Great psionic storm here once again, another pull in here. So much being taken, so much damage has been taken here by this mothership. At the same time those carriers are still alive here, nicely protected here by Trap. So both players once again taking so much damage. Many more carriers are coming in, but so are those Archons with that splash damage being able to clear those units. A nice psionic storm this time against Scarlet. Trap is repositioning in here. Those carriers are so strong, and sadly for her she's lacking that anti-air. She only has Hydras in here, but those Hydras are just sniping those interceptors. Finally one carrier has fallen in here, but there's still many left, and that is of course going to be the GG here by Scarlet. So this was game number 1. Let's just jump straight into game number 2, guys. Jagannatha LE. Once again, let me just start by introducing the players to you guys, as we are spawning here in the lower left. In the red it is Scarlet and her opponent. In the upper right, in the blue, Trap, once again very fast with his probe move out here, placing that pylon in here. Once again, just like in game number 1, he's just going to be annoying here with that probe. He's just going to block here very likely this expansion attempt by the Zerg. Scarlet at the same time moving out with the Overlord. It is a 2 spawning location map, I believe, so in comes that probe. So we pretty much have the same build order here for those both players. We have an Overlord here, some drones being made, and that expansion attempt in here, but of course it's going to get blocked here by this annoying probe. So once again, just like in game number 1, Scarlet deciding to change tactics a little bit and placing her expansion into this position. So good job here by Trap. He's just going to check here the expansion, as at the same time he's once again going to move a wall in here with a pylon, with a gateway, pretty soon to be followed up by a cybernetic score, and that expansion in here, staying here into the main, being annoying as possible, trying to deny a little bit of mining time in here, cancelling here this mining, also cancelling the mining for one of those drones. Really hard to execute, but now he's just changing position, doing the same in here. We have that spawning pool. So once again, expansion first, actually Overlord first, into expansion, into gas, and spawning pool here for Scarlet. Nice build order here by her. I believe this is her standard build order against the Protoss, as she also leaves here a Overlord into this position. Also her Overlord will be nicely placed into this position, of course, just to check out when exactly an army move out is going to happen here by her opponent. So there's a cybernetic scores, there is that expansion, both players with their gas almost up. Scarlet not going for her second gas, she's just waiting a little bit, perhaps just saving some money here for another expansion. But this probe once again is going to stay in here. However, pretty soon a queen is going to pop out and just attack this probe and just fend it off here from this position. Expansion is out, queen is also being produced in here, and yeah, we will have a look once again what the tactics this time is going to be. As in game number 1, Trap really did a nice job with those late carriers. Sadly for Scarlet, she didn't really have that answer, just with Hydralisk. She was lacking, of course, corruptors against those carriers, and even Trap adding a mothership. So really good job here by him. As Scarlet already moving out here a little bit with those Zerglings, but she's just retreating, as this time it's a Stalker first into a depth gameplay here by trap probes are being transferred, so very defensive gameplay here by Trap. And a nice hidden Stargate this time here by him, but of course many Zergs do anticipate an aggressive move out by the Protoss with those Oracles, with those Void Rays, especially those Void Rays like we've seen in game number 1. So I think that Scarlet will of course decide to go for a Spore, perhaps this time 3 Spores, as she did suffer some damage in game number 1. Currently she's just spreading that creep with those Queen eggs in here, so nice drop here by her. Also leaving this Overlord into this position just to see exactly when that Oracle is going to come out, or perhaps a Void Ray. Void Ray is first here for Trap, as we're slowly but steadily closing in here at the 5-minute mark in here. So once again a nice wall in here built by Trap. Warp Gate is being researched in here by him, so he's playing it very defensively, not moving out and just searching here the water. Nice placed Zergling in here by Scarlet just to see exactly when Trap decides to move out for that expansion. So just like in game number 1, the 4-minute mark is the expanding time here for him. At the same time he's going to clear here this Overlord, even placing this one pylon in here just to see exactly if there's a drop going to happen in here. Those Zerglings won't be able to come in here, but they might snipe something here. No, there's just 2 adepts in here, so Scarlet just checking here the water just to see exactly what her opponent is up to. Let's just check her main. Finally the second gas is being produced here by her. Spore is up in here, there's no Spore in here, but there's 2 Queens nicely spreading that creep and those larvae, and we finally have that Roach Warrant here into this position. So yeah, Roaches once again with Ravagers, very likely early gameplay here by Scarlet. As she's adding more and more gas, in comes this Oracle, finally sniping here 2 drones. So good job here by Trap once again, cleaning some of that creep. Good harassment here. Perhaps Scarlet is going to decide to place a Spore into this position, but 2 Queens are also nice, as the drone count will very likely come once again back online here for Scarlet. There's that expansion coming up, so the pretty same build order here by both players. Many more Void Rays are once again being produced here by Trap, and even another starport into this location. So yeah, the perfect and the same actually build order here by both players. Now so many Queens are being added, so many Roaches are being added, this time by Scarlet. So we might see a timing push here by her. It could be an option. Tier 2 is also being upgraded in here, so let's just see exactly what her decision is going to be. Ravagers are being morphed, just a couple of them, just 3. A Spore is being added just for defensive purposes, as she's actually taking some of those Queens with her in here. A pretty good creep spread out, and those Queens are actually really far in the front. So finally Trap sees this, so it is going to be a timing push out at the 5-minute and almost 30-second count in here for Scarlet. Really great job here by her. So Trap might be in a little bit of a trouble here. Nice virus going out here. One Void Ray already taking so much damage in here. So she's already at 120 supply versus the 92 supply in here. Slowly but steadily more and more Ravagers are being morphed in here. That one Void Ray dropping very low, so is one Ravagers, but this timing push is so strong, especially with those Queens that are healing the Ravagers in here. So really great job here by Scarlet. And here we go, so many Void Rays, 6 Void Rays, 1 Void Ray is already dropping so low in here. But there should be some shield batteries. Finally a shield battery is finishing up here. Those Zergans will take the first shot. She has to kill a building in here just to make it through. Currently it's just Void Rays against those Queens and Ravagers. Finally some Zerglings do make it through. They get a nice round on that Stalker. So really good job here by her. So much Zerg in here. So much damage is being taken left and right. But in the end, if this cybernetic score should fall, of course, here just to open the floodgates here for Scarlet. Those Void Rays are still up in the air, still 6 of them. So much splash damage is being dealt in here. Also the Oracle has attacked, but it's been taken out. Finally the gateway and the cybernetic score has fallen here, so the floodgates are open. The pylon is going to get sniped here as well. She might even kill this robotics bay in here, so really great the timing push here by Scarlet. A nice lesson if you're a Zerg player. Really great job, even killing 3 probes in here, and she might even go for this expansion. Nice fireballs in here, getting connections on those probes. Probes are being pulled, but so many workers will fall in here by Trap. Trap already losing 21 workers here, so what a great job here by Scarlet, showing us a nice timing push in here. Still those Void Rays a saving grace here for a trap. They're still in the air. Not that many queens, actually 6 queens here for Scarlet. No Void Ray has been sniped yet, but so much damage, economic damage has been taken here by Trap, and he might even lose here his expansion straight in, as those Void Rays will very likely try to defend this, but it looks very strong in here by Scarlet, as she's even sniping here this expansion. So what a great timing push in here by her. She did lose some units of course, but it was all worth it given the fact that she has killed more than 20 workers. Now finally the Void Rays will hold this off. 7 Void Rays are in the air, and Scarlet is slowly but steadily retreating. Let's just check those worker counts really soon. Look at that, 67 workers here for Scarlet and only 42 workers here for Trap. So a great timing push here. Nice lesson if you're a Zerg facing a Protoss. At the same time she also expanded into this position, so really good job here by her, as her economy looking very strong now. So a nice timing push. In comes Trap in here, but the queens are already on the spot in here, and those so many Void Rays have taken damage in here. He's trying to deal some damage into this expansion in here. Finally one Ravager nicely being microed here by Scarlet and being healed up by those queens. So yeah, she's even trying to attack here with some Zerglings. There is nothing in here, so she might go into this position. However, it's nicely being defended with some cannons in here, with some shield batteries. So really good job here by Trap, as Trap is slowly but steadily recovering. No, actually not. He's at only 47 workers against the 82 here for Scarlet. So Scarlet looking very strong, even preparing here for another expansion in the lower right part. Void Rays once again coming in, but there's so much hurt in here. Even one Void Ray gets sniped here. So what a great job here by Scarlet, as she might once again try to move out in here. Nice creep highway here by her. And let's just see the second timing in here for her. I'm pretty sure that she's once again going to move out as we're closing in at the 10-minute mark. This time she has added some Hydralisk 0-0 upgrades for those Hydralisk. And yeah, let's have a look what exactly her next plans are going to be. Void Rays are still trying to stay in here, but one Void Ray once again gets sniped, and the reinforcements are in here by Trap, but he's in some serious trouble. He's out not even 100 supply here versus the 190 supply here by Scarlet. So Scarlet finally once again moving out here with her strong army. She still is going to spread that creep once again. Let's just see what her next target is going to be. Perhaps this position, as Hydras this time dealing so much damage in here against those Void Rays. A good counter here against the Protoss. Some sentries have been added with those nice force fields in here. They might cause some chaos, some trouble here for Scarlet, as Trap is once again relying on those shield batteries, on those cannons, but Scarlet just waits here for those queens just for healing purposes. And here we go, the Hydralisk in the front do take damage, but they will be healed by those queens once again, as she's moving here forward, sniping those cannons so fast, even dealing so much damage to those Void Rays. Really great job. Great game here by her, and she even might snipe those 2 robotics facility just to stop those Oracle, Disruptors move out, and that is of course going to be the GG. So great timing push here by Scarlet. Even her economy looking very strong. Nice timing push in the second game, so it's 1-1. Let's just jump straight into game number 3. Second game, a really strong timing push here by Scarlet. Really doing a nice job against her opponent, against Trap in here. So yeah, this time they're spawning here on Lightshade LE. Let me just start once again by introducing the players to you guys, as we already see that Pro moving out here for Trap here in the lower right in the blue, and his opponent here in the upper right, in the upper left, so in the red it is Scarlet from Canada. So yeah, she's also moving out here with that overall, so the same build order here for Trap. Once again being annoying, like many Protosses really like to cancel the timing from this expansion here from the Zerg. Scarlet is going to spot this out, so she already knows that she has to move that drone into another position, so a little bit far away, but it's the pretty standard stuff here by the Protoss, so the pretty same build order. Gateway also here being added pretty soon. The cybernetics core is going to be added, or perhaps we might see something else in here. Let's just see how Scarlet is going to change perhaps tactics in here, as she has decided to actually expand here near into this position, so fooling here Trap a little bit. Trap perhaps thinking that she will go for the other expansion, but no, she actually goes straight once again into an extractor and then spawning pool. So the same build order here for her. Same can be set here by Trap. So both players playing it once again very standardly. Later on we're going to see, of course, a change perhaps into that strategy by one player or two. Now Probe, of course, is still going to stay in here as much as possible. Sees that this time Scarlet has taken here this hatchery position. So really nice job in here by her. Probe is being annoying, just like in game number 2 and 1. And the expansion is also up here for Trap before the 2-minute mark, and there is that cybernetic score just for some depth perhaps and for some stalkers. So the pretty same gameplay here by both players. And yeah, the Probe already taking some damage in here, needs to be careful as some first Zerglings will pop out really soon here for Scarlet. Some queens are also being added, so this Probe needs to be nicely microed perhaps back home, as it has gathered so much information in here. Finally the Overlord also makes it into this position. Going to see the same build order here by Trap, so nothing out of the ordinary. So I think Scarlet will feel really confident just to expand also into this position. That's exactly why Trap is staying here with this Probe as much as possible, but Scarlet already answering that move with one Zergling in here. Now let's just see the timing from her roaches. Roach warrant will be very important. Perhaps she's going to try once again a timing push. It is a very strong tactic against the Protoss. And yeah, Stalker first it is here for Trap with that gateway, with that warp research. Actually that first into Stalker, perhaps mass Stalkers would be a better option in here. Let's just see what exactly he's choosing. The second gateway in here, as Scarlet is also preparing here for a second expansion. That Stalker of course has been added just to fend off this Overlord from this position. So yeah, pretty nice gameplay here by both players, and a nice abusement here by Scarlet. Just the Protoss has no vision here against this, but pretty soon a Stargate should be added here by the Protoss. No, it's actually a gateway, and interestingly enough he's also going for a Twilight with that research here for those adepts, so we might see an all-in with some adept push. So no Stargates here for a Trap. Interesting change of mind here by him. So he's planning to playing it very aggressively, so Scarlet needs to be careful. Let's just check her main. Where is that Roach Warrant? There is no Roach Warrant yet, just this expansion, so she's very likely going to drone up. Let's just check those. Oh, sorry about this one. Hold on a second. Let's just check those workers. Sorry about that. 46 workers here for Scarlet versus the 39. But at the same time Trap is also moving out here into this position, so it's not really an all in here by him, as he's just going for once again the 4-minute clock. He's going for that expansion. So the same build order here by Trap, this time not adding those Stargates. It's just going straight for those glaives, straight for those adepts. So it's not an all-in because he's just wending here for his expansion into the 3 o'clock position. Scarlet still, I don't see that Roach Warrant. She's going for some gas. Perhaps she's going to try some banelings in here. So we're about to find out. Some many Zerglings have been added with that speed, and in comes that push here by Trap with those adapts, with those glaive upgrades, dealing so much damage in here. Really great job here by him. At the same time he's going to shade in here into this position, going straight for those drones. So nice push this time here by him. No Stargate added, just straight into adapts, killing 5 drones in here. He needs to be careful. Let's just see where he shaded in into this position, but Scarlet doing a really great job in here, surrounding those adapts. And in the end a lot of economic damage has been done, of course, but also so many adapts have fallen here for a Trap. So Scarlet should of course be able to recover. At the same time Trap also buying here time for his expansion worker wise. Yeah, look at that, Scarlet had only 35 workers versus the 53, so it was a really good push here by Trap. Trap also dealing so much damage against those Zerglings, but in the end he gets surrounded, and he is going to lose so many units in here. Even some roaches are coming in, so now Trap is going to be in some serious trouble. He doesn't really have that many defenses here, just some sentries, and in comes those Zerglings, but there's a nice wall in here. So Scarlet might change her mind in here, going straight for this expansion in here. So reinforcements have to come in here. So many Ravagers have been added, 4, 5, even 6 probes have been killed now. Roaches with so many Zerglings in here. So much damage is being dealt, and now she's changing mind. She's actually getting a great surround onto this Immortal in here, so probes have to be pulled so early. That's not a good sign here for the Protoss, as Scarlet is designed to be very aggressive, and it looks really good here for her, as the Zerglings in the front are fighting those probes. But once again, this one Immortal will very likely take so much damage in here. Some depths coming here from the back, a nice sentry wall in here, but in the end Scarlet just looks like she's having way too much. Not only that, but she has killed 70 workers, so that is of course going to be the GG. So sadly for Trap, a failed push here with those adapts. He did went for that expansion in here. Perhaps it would have been wise to add a gateway or two and just go for a straight all-in, but then again he knows exactly what he's doing because he's a pro, and yeah, a really nice gameplay here by both players. So this series has been taken by Scarlet 2-1. It has been played in July 2021. I hope you guys enjoyed. We'll be seeing you of course in the next replay. This is Tommy signing out.